Morning, guys. How's it going? So it's Sunday morning, and the wee hours of this morning was daylight savings time. Clocks go ahead 1 hour, which means now it stays daylight till like 7:30 in the evening, which is awesome. I mean, I wish it was like this all year round. You know, in the dead of winter when it gets dark at like 4:15 in the afternoon, it really sucks. So if you had that extra hour all the time, 5:15, well, okay. A lot of people aren't getting home from work in the dark, leave for work in the dark and come home in the dark. Kind of sucks. So I'd like it to stay just like this, but that's my opinion. And, whatever. I mean, if you disagree and like this back and forth thing with the clocks, let me know in the comments down below. I'm done with it, just leave it like this. This is good. A couple things. In the previous video, I put the headliner in and we used hot glue to glue the wooden blocks up onto the roof, the ceiling or whatever you want to call it, right on the Dynamat. And I had a guy comment on it that, as soon as the sun gets on that roof and it gets hot enough, that glue's going to let go. This isn't like regular hot glue that you buy at the hardware store. My buddy's retired commercial flooring installer, and that what this glue is actually designed for is to hold hardwood flooring down while you nail the tongue and groove together. You can beat on it with a hammer and it ain't coming off. It also requires a certain glue gun that is much hotter than a regular glue gun, so the melting temperature of this stuff is a lot hotter, and you've got 3 minutes of working time with this stuff. You don't have that with regular hot glue. So it's a different product. I probably should have been more clear on that when I did the video. But yeah, I don't think it's letting go anytime soon, man. So, if you want to take a piece of the hardwood off the plywood, you'd have to use a crowbar to get it off, because it ain't coming just by whacking on it, So it's good stuff. That's the bottom line. Also, I just got a couple little things left to do. I'm working on getting mirrors on, windshield center trim, get the wipers together, little bit of a cleanup, and that's about it. Put it aside. I'm going to do a full recap on the truck when it's ready to go out the door. So that'll probably be, when the snow's off the roads and all that slush and salt and all that shit. It's the roads out here are just brutal. And there's no point in driving this thing out to the garage to go get a mechanical fitness and the whole undercarriage is going to look like ass. I mean, it's just as clean underneath as it is on top. Might even be cleaner because it's underneath and it's not getting dust on it like topside. And it would just be a shame to get that full of slush and crap. You'd end up spending a week trying to clean it all up. So yeah. So it's just about ready to just scooch over, cover up, and bring something else into the shop. Yeah, so might as well just carry on and finish up these few odds and ends. Stick around. All right, so the first thing I did this morning was paint the center pillar, painted it black, and let it dry for a few hours. That's what I'm running around to do. So I get back, put the mirror on, the rear view. Now I want to put my center stainless on the outside, but it's screwed through this way, of course. So I'm going to need a second set of hands here. I don't have arms like an orangutan. I can't reach both. So yeah, so I got to wait for that, and I also have to wait for the side view mirror. Same deal. Need someone on the inside, someone on the out. But there's a few other things I can do. I'm going to go ahead and get that done, and we'll just carry on. All right, I'm going to try something here for the trim piece to hide the seam in the middle of the headliner. This material is a little heavier than what I'd like, and I've only got 4 foot width, and I need 4 foot 6 inches, of course. I'm not going out and buying an 8-foot sheet for one little strip. So I'll make it in 3 pieces. I'll do the 2 curves at the end, and then just put a straight piece in the middle. So I'll cut my piece, and then we're going to try and put a curve in it. do that by putting it in the clamp. Okay, so you can see the curve. Alright, so I'm just going to let that sit for now. And I don't want it to, it just broke. That's the second one I broke. Went too much at once. What have I got here? Got too greedy. Tried to take too much in one shot. Hey, try this again. Come I know it works because I got one I did already. I'll show it to you. There we go. So when I get the second one in, just got to remember to go gradual. So tighten it up a little bit at a time. Might even wet it on one side. So we'll see how it goes. Damn it. Alright, so I got a few things going on here. One, I got my visors up, so that's cool. Also, I pulled out the fuel gauge. It wasn't working. So, I checked out power to, here's my 12 volts here. This is ground going straight to the sending unit in the back. That's nuts. Oh, it's okay. All right. So anyway, this wire's not doing anything. I just tested it, put the key on. There's nothing there. So what I did was I ran a jumper from, that's my switch for my electric cooling fan. I ran a jumper from keyed power, which is this one, and put it on this post. It's calling for 12 volts. Turned the key on and the gauge went all the way to full. So I called my buddy. I said, "What do you figure?" he said, do you have a ground wire going from your tank to the frame? And no, I did not. So I ran a jumper under the truck, right from the post where this black wire is, and put it to the frame, and bang, gauge came right back down, showed just over empty, which is about where it's at, because I only put in like a couple of gallons, and we've run it for a while. So got that dialed in. I'm just making a couple of wires up now, and gonna cut this white one out because it's not doing anything, and cancel that and run a wire to here, keyed power, and that should take care of this gauge and get her rocking, man. So there we go. Then I can put the gauge back in after I get my bolt in for my electric wiper motor. It's there's a brace there, and it's an extra because of the electric motor rather than a vacuum, and it needs to be fastened to the support going from the brake booster to the column. Tighten my column down, put the gauge back in, and done with all of that stuff. So yeah, we're moving right along. So once that's done, all I've got left is the my headliner trim, which I'm still working on. I broke about 75 pieces trying to bend them. I've got one that's bent now, and the second one is coming along. So I'm just gonna let it sit for a few hours. I keep wetting the back of it, and it's taking shape. But anyway, that's where I'm at. So I'm gonna go ahead and get all that done. There's all the pieces I broke. I don't know how many, but too many. Anyway, that's where I'm at. All right, so wheels secured. Got the bolt in on my wiper motor, and the gauge is wired up and back in. Turn the key on here for a second. So you can see the gauge is just showing just slightly above empty, which is pretty accurate. I didn't, inadvertently disconnect any of the lights on the gauges, so they light up nicely. So yeah, I'm pretty much done with that. So I got, what do I have left here? I've got my side view mirror, which you need a hand with. Two-man job, one inside, one out. Same with my stainless in the center of the windshield. So I can't do that. The only other thing I can do is get my wipers together. I've got brand new kits, so I'll go ahead and get them on, I guess. And yeah, then the rest is tomorrow morning. My buddy's coming and give me a hand with that headliner trim, and yeah, we'll get him to help me with the mirror and the stainless as well. So we're right there. This is and I know the wipers work already. I tested them. So yeah, we'll get them fastened and secured, and that's about it. It's going to be a quickie cleanup and slide this thing over and get ready to bring something else in. Man, been a long road, man, I tell you. All right, so here's the wiper kit. You got your little washers, rubbers. Then you got your nuts. You got your bezels that snap on over the rubber there, and the blades, or the arms, and then the blades. Now, I'm not going to show this. This is simple stuff. If you can't, put on a set of wipers, well, you probably shouldn't be building cars. Sorry, but that's just the way I see it. Yeah, so we'll get them on. There's only one thing. Before you put the arms on, I got a hot tip from an elderly guy, who had a bad experience. So he put everything together, went and turned on his wipers, and instead of the wiper motor being in this position where he was expecting them to come up, like so, it was actually at the top position, up here. So when he turned them on, it came down this way. Messed up his paint, messed up the arms, just made a horrible disaster. So in order to get around that, once you get these things fastened in place, just use a zip tie, where you figure it should be, and turn them on, see where the zip tie, wherever the zip tie ends up, you can get your position for your to put your wiper arms and blades on. So yeah, zip tie. Hot little tip, because I figured I was, I had assumed that they would come in the bottom position when you get the new motor, because they tend to want to return there, right? But I guess you got an oddball or whatever. So just to make sure, that's what we're going to do. Put a zip tie on it, turn them on, see how it works, and then we can put the arms on from there. So there's a hot tip of the day. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead, get these together, and I think that's just about all the time I got. I'm just going to go in and go ahead, do a quick cleanup, take all the dust and everything off, and get ready to cover this thing up and put it away. I'm calling it done. Tomorrow, probably an hour to get finish everything else off. And yeah, that's it. So there you go. I'm calling her done. This will be the last video you see in the truck until I do. I'll do a recap video when the truck is ready to go down the road. So it's going to go off to the side for now and cover it up. Like a mummy. We get her tightened right down. Car cover, plastic, blankets, everything to cover it right up, right to the ground. I'm bringing something else in, possibly Thursday, maybe Friday. Until then, I've got headlights to fix on my Mopar and a few other things. But yeah, so gonna miss it. I checked it out. There's like 280 videos on this thing. That's crazy, man. I covered every inch of it from the ground up. So yeah, it's all there. So if you want to check it out, you can go back on the playlist and check out all 280 videos of it. That's called some serious binge watching right there. But anyway, yeah, it's going to be odd not having to do anything on this thing. Wow. I feel empty inside. Anyway, yeah, so if you like the content, please subscribe. Give the video a like. Tell your buddies, your chums, and help spread the word and get it out there. And yeah, don't be shy, leave comments. All those things help the video along. And if you are so inclined and want to support the channel, all you have to do is just to the right of the share button below your screen. That's on a laptop, that is. I think the phone, they're all laid out in a row. But you go where it says thanks, and right there, that's where you can buy Old Dan a coffee or beer or whatever, and it'll all go to help supporting the channel, keeping the cameras rolling and the lights on and all those good things. And yeah, so there she be. So maybe I'll start out one more little video just on how it looks when I'm putting it away, and that's about it. So it'll be a very short bit, but yeah, imagine that. It's been 3 years, man. It's been a long haul, so I'll be kind of sad to see her go, but you know what, hopefully it gets driven a lot. So that being said, if you're not doing anything else, get out in the garage and build something, man. Later, guys.